Hello people, I'm the Comic Book Gamer, and today I'm going to be going a bit more back to my roots, talking about some comics playing Arkham City, because I was originally going to do a challenge video, where I was going to go and get the Riddler trophies, not the Riddler trophies, the Riddler challenges, challenge maps for Nightwing, but I don't have all the challenge maps unlocked, because when I originally played Arkham City, I played it on OnLive, which was a streaming service that allowed me to play it on my dad's Mac back in the day. And when I did that, I went and I got every single challenge map done as Nightwing, and I wanted to go back and do that on my Steam version, but I didn't have everything. So I'm like, you know what? I need to go and get some challenge maps unlocked. So I figured, why not just roam around Arkham City, get some Riddler trophies, and talk about some comics. So I wanted to talk about Tom King's Batman run because I know it's very polarizing, and I've talked about it a little bit. And Tom King in general is very polarizing, especially with what's going on currently with Heroes in Crisis. And I know a lot of Batman fans are not a fan of what he's currently doing with the character. And I haven't read his entire run. I've read bits and pieces. I've probably read like somewhere around a dozen issues of it. Some of it's good, some of it's just bad. Some of it's like, why are you writing this? You don't understand the character. Then other of this is like, this is a really interesting story. What the heck is this Riddler trophy? Is it down here? Oh, here it is. But I'd have to say the worst of it was probably the Batman Catwoman stuff where he just faked out the marriage, and the best of it was probably the Mr. Freeze arc, the one where Bruce Wayne has to go and be he has to be on the jury for Mr. Freeze, because Mr. Freeze gets the crap beaten out of him by Batman, and he's like sort of wrongly accused of like killing these girls, and Batman just beats the utter crap out of him. So then Bruce Wayne gets jury duty, and he has to decide on, like, if he's guilty or not. And everyone else is like, of course I agree with Batman, because he's Batman. He saved me in this town a billion times. And then Bruce Wayne's like, what about this other stuff? Like, Batman's abusing his powers here and there. And I really enjoyed that story arc. It was good. It was Tom King at his best, but the problem is Tom King's not at his best all the time. Actually, I forgot about War of Jokes and Riddles. I actually really enjoyed War of Jokes and Riddles. Besides that, just awful Deathstroke Deadshot fight. That was terrible. Batman takes on Deathstroke and Deadshot at the same time and just absolutely obliterates them. And as most of you guys know, I'm a huge Deathstroke fan, so seeing him do that was just terrible. Take on two of the best assassins in the DC universe at the same time, just absolutely destroyed them. There's also that time I didn't read the issue, so I don't know the context of it, but I've seen the screenshot on Twitter of Catwoman taking out like the entire Flash family. She takes out like Wally and Barry, and I think New 52 Wally. I'm not 100% sure on if she took out New 52 Wally or not. I don't know the context of that, but that's like, if it's the way it looks, that is so stupid. And Tom King just does weird stuff like that. It makes no sense. Hey, I got another challenge map. Woo. But yeah, I'm sorry, this is very like just off the cuff. I didn't read any of these issues recently, so none of it's really fresh in my brain. I was just like, I want to play some Arkham City and talk about comics like I used to. So sorry that I'm going to be doing, there's going to be a lot of ums and ahs and ands and stuff like that, and trying to like piece together what I'm trying to say. And yeah, Tom King's just like, I need to reread War of Jokes and Riddles, because I really like the way he wrote that. I think he did a good job. Besides, like I said, that one thing that was stupid. I like the way he wrote Joker and Riddler. I really liked his Riddler, and of course what he did with Kite Man was dope. And just Tom King in general is like, I don't really get what his thing is. Like, with writers you can tell like what their thing is, what they're trying to do. Like with Jeff Johns, I feel like his whole thing is highlighting what's best about your favorite characters. I feel like he's really good at that, and that's what he does, and that's kind of why he's my favorite writer, because I think that's what you want from every writer, is to highlight what's best about the characters you love. And I think he's good at doing that while introducing a really interesting story. Tom King, on the other hand, seems to sort of not really dissect the character, because he always changes the character to be the Tom King version of the character. Like Jeff Johns, they're not like the Jeff Johns version of the character, they're the character. Like Jeff Johns Superman is my favorite Superman, but that's not Jeff Johns Superman, that is Superman. To where like when you ask people about Tom King's Batman, it's not Batman, it is 100% Tom King's Batman, if you get what I'm saying. Like I'd say Scott Snyder's Batman is the Batman. But if I know it sounds kind of weird me saying it, but I think most people understand what I'm trying to say. Like that read comments are like they understand what I'm saying here. Like I think it makes sense while at the same time sounding weird. Because Tom King's most of the time his characters differ so much from how they're actually written. I hated the design of Riddler though, with like the open shirt and crap in War of Jokes and Riddles. That was so stupid. I did like how Batman was put in a compromised position though, where he couldn't really do anything. It was just kind of, well, these two super powerful figures in Gotham are at war. I can't really do nothing about it. But at the same time, a lot of people apparently don't like that, because apparently he does that a lot. Again, I have not, like, Batman is not on my poll. I just pick it up when I think there's an interesting story. And apparently his Batman has been very sort of beta, and like, I know the beta thing's like kind of a meme at this point, of like soy boy beta males type stuff, but I mean like actually not like as a meme from what I've heard. That's what I get from a lot of Batman fans, is that like his Batman's kind of a wuss, which sucks if that's the case, but I haven't read enough of him. But again, him just taking out Deathstroke and Deathshot at the same time was so stupid. But I'm planning on making a video. I've been planning on making this for a long time, talking about the difference between a Tom King typewriter and a Stan Lee typewriter. I was planning this before Stan Lee died, by the way. This wasn't like, oh, I need to make a Stan Lee video. I've been planning on this for a while. Pretty much ever since, actually, I posted a picture on Twitter of, because I read Daredevil's first appearance. Because Marvel does reprints where they're like, oh, here's the first appearance of this character, like the Fantastic Four or Spider-Man, whatever. And they did a reprint of Daredevil. I was like, oh, I never read Daredevil's first appearance. I'll read it. It was kooky and fun, and I loved it. And I was like, I wish there was more of this type stuff nowadays. Like, I wish there was more writers that realized they could be like Stan Lee and not everyone has to be Alan Moore. Because I feel like Tom King wants to be Alan Moore. He wants to be an Alan Moore or Grant Morrison type without necessarily the consistent talent that those guys have. Because Tom King's not a bad writer, but he does some garbage stories. Like, he's not a terrible writer. I need to get a trophy, man. I've just been going around not getting any trophies. What do I gotta do here? The heck? I don't remember. What does it say? Can you defeat a mind such as mine? What do I got to do here? This dude's talking about drinking his own piss. I'm missing something. Whatever. I need to do the super easy ones right now. Can't really think about comics and playing the game and trying to figure out the Riddler's puzzles. But this also brings me to the whole Dick Grayson thing that really confuses me. So for those of you who don't know, Dick Grayson, who, you know, was Robin's, now Nightwing, was Batman's first sidekick, he's now called Rick Grayson because he got amnesia, and he claims he's a different person now, and all this other crap. It's been really stupid because he got shot in the head by KG Beast. And the thing that's really weird about this storyline is it seems like no one really pitched this story. I don't know why, but it seems like no one pitched it. Like, it seemed like it was no one's idea. Like, generally, when you have this stuff, when you have, like, something this big of an arc, you have some, like, sort of visionary or some writer behind it that's like, this is a story I want to tell. I want to tell a story about Dick Grayson getting shot in the head and him losing his memory and having amnesia. I want this, that, and the other to happen. But this seems like it was just like DC editorial or someone be like, we need to change things up with Dick Grayson. He's been Nightwing too long and the fans have been too happy about it. We should change it up. So like, okay. And it started in Batman, so I'm like, did Tom King start this? If so, why would you let him decide? Because he technically started it, but I don't know whose idea it was. That's what's weird about it. I know I'm just rambling here, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to talk about all this randomness. Is that inside or outside? It's gotta be outside, right? It's like, whose idea was it to give Nightwing amnesia? Because it really seems like maybe like Dan DiDio or someone just pitched it. Like, hey, we want this to happen. We'll have... Because it's... 3 different writers have done the story. So, Tom King started it by having Dick Grayson get shot in the head by KG Beast. Then, what's his name? Old Green Arrow writer, Benjamin Piercy, who was doing amazing on Nightwing, by the way, did the first issue of the Nightwing arc where he's Rick Grayson. And now it's being done by, I can't remember his name, Scott Lobdell. He's doing it. And it's like, why, was this Tom King's idea? What are these guys doing? I can't tell if it was his idea or not. Like, I'm not sure. It's weird. Like, it's just... I don't know. If so, why are you letting Tom King dictate Nightwing stories? Because he did do good on Agent Grayson. I liked Agent Grayson when he was an agent of Spiral. Like, I liked that on... Well, it was just called Grayson. But I enjoyed that. I thought it was a nice little, like, change of pace. I much prefer it when he's Nightwing to when he was Grayson. agent of Spiral, but it was good, and Tom King did good. So yeah, I'm getting very off top. This dude's getting his ass kicked. Oof. What's he telling to look out? Oh, I just got an achievement. Aggravated assault. Oh, I got this crap to do. Oh, this is where I can't touch the ground, I think. This is where I can't touch the ground. And yeah, I'm really curious what you guys think of Tom King's Batman run. Because I haven't read a whole lot of it. Like I said, I've read like or somewhere around a dozen issues. Yeah, let me get on this, can I? Yeah, I did it. Come on, please give me a challenge map. Yeah, woo, challenge map. I don't remember how many I didn't have. But yeah, just Tom King's Batman has been interesting to say the least. I can't really get a feel for his Batman because I haven't read enough for the type of character he is, but he seems rather uninteresting when compared to like Scott Snyder's Batman, because we just came off one of the best Batman runs ever. That's actually what I tell people a lot when they want to get into comics. Like, oh, what's something I should read? Like, oh, I like The Dark Knight, I like Batman, stuff like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to punch the mic. But I tell them to read Scott Snyder's New 52, because you could just start at volume 1 and it'll tell you pretty much everything you know about the character and go on until it gets to the Jim Gordon stuff. I stopped reading that because it's like, I don't care about Jim Gordon as Batman. I think that's stupid. And so I didn't read that. But when it was Bruce Wayne as Batman, it was really, really good. And then you have Tom King's Batman. It's like, he's not really doing anything that great with him or that, like, too interesting. Like, the most interesting thing was like, oh, Batman's finally going to get married. And then that was just a fake out. And then he's like, oh, it's just a 100-issue story arc, whatever. And now Bane's the main villain or whatever. So, I don't know. That could be interesting, seeing what he does with Bane. He does, like, Nightfall 2 or something. I don't know. I just feel like at this point, I think me and most of the fans would enjoy someone else on Batman, which is why I'm happy with Detective Comics. I just added that to my poll, because now we're getting an actual really good writer on Batman on Detective Comics. In case you don't know, we got Peter J. Tomasi on it now with Doug Mankey. So this is one of my favorite creative teams. They were on Superman Rebirth, and now they're going to be taking on Batman with Detective Comics, and I'm so happy about that. And that's why I added that to my pull list. That's going to be my Bat book. But I feel like Batman, the main book, could maybe do something different, because Tom King kind of tends to do the same thing a lot. With it seems with like he always tries to do like a psychoanalysis a lot and go over the top and try to be smarter than it appears he is, if that makes sense. And I think Tom King and the readers could use a change of pace. I think both of us could use a break. Like, I feel like, at least that's my opinion. But yeah, overall, I don't hate Tom King's Batman run. But I liked War of Jokes and Riddles, and I like the Mr. Freeze arc. And besides that, everything else I've read from it isn't very good. And I don't think he really warrants being on the main Batman book, because a lot of his Batman stories are and then if you read his other stuff, like Heroes in Crisis, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a like. If you want more, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think of Tom King's Batman run. This one was very off the top of my head. Like I said, I haven't even read any of this stuff recently. I just want to talk about it while playing Arkham City and getting some of their trophies. So yeah, I'll probably do more of this in the future. This was fun. It's been a while since I've done something like this, and I actually really enjoyed it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.